Welcome, everyone, to a Literalist reaction video. Yet again, I caught you drinking, John.
Yeah, you did.
What do we got today?
Well, Dave, I'm going to give you the debut single from British English musician Peter Gabriel. He was the former lead singer of Genesis.
Okay.
Left the band, went out on his own to do some solo stuff, and this song was his first single. It's called Solsbury Hill. And it is about a spiritual experience he had while atop Little Solsbury Hill in Somerset, England. And we're going to be watching a live performance version of it, which I think has its own interesting aspects that I hope you enjoy.
All right, here we go. That's a big stadium.
Pay close attention to that stage. See if you can figure out what's going on there.
Climbing up on Solsbury Hill, I could see the city light. Wind was blowing, time stood still. Eagle flew out of the night. He was something to observe. Came in close, I heard a voice. Standing, stretching every nerve. Had to listen, had no choice. I did not believe the information. I just had to trust imagination. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I'm gonna take you home. I resigned. My friends would think I was a nut, turning water into wine. Open doors would soon be shut. So I went from day to day, though my life was in a rut, till I thought of what I'd say, or which connection I should cut. I was feeling part of the scenery. I walked right out of the machinery. My heart going boom, boom, boom. Son, he said, grab your things, I come to take you home.
All right, well, it's a circle. I'll give the stage that.
It is a circle.
I did not expect someone to jump on a bicycle and start riding in circles while singing. That was... Oh, man.
Yeah, Peter Gabriel definitely known for his you'll never know what to expect kind of stage shows.
Sure, and he's also dressed like a Jedi, which I find extra interesting. So... musically, this song is fun for sure. It's got a bumpy beat. It sounds like it is a more joyful song, a happy song, a hopeful song from a musical perspective. Those are like the emotions that it evokes in me. And I really enjoy that aspect of it. Lyrically, it sounds like he went up onto Solsbury Hill. He heard the voice of God speaking to him. And God said, come on home. And he's like, oh, man, I got to tell people about my experience with God. And then he's met with silence and he feels like he's not being heard. And he's deciding maybe I should cut certain people out of my life given the experiences that now I've had. That is where I'm at so far with this song.
Okay.
No idea where it's going. No idea if that's right. As always, it's always an adventure. And I got to say, so far, Bicycle Man made it an extra adventure.
Yeah, so far.
What illusion spin the night. I'm never where I wanna be. Liberty, she pirouette. When I think that I am free.
you noticed yet, Dave, that the outer ring of the stage is rotating?
Oh, yeah.
I'll soon be home.
Huh. I gotta say the visuals of that was a lot of fun. Definitely with that rotation, it became very obvious when the bass player was standing still, and then suddenly there's a shot of him going around the instrumentation on the inside.
Yeah, right.
I wonder if like he asked for that, or if that was like a prop department that came up with that and said, "How do you feel about this as a concept?" Either way, super neat.
Yeah.
Props to whoever came up with that idea and pulled it off. I like the bass guitar. It was like didn't have a top. I don't know. That's probably a style. That's probably a thing. I just noticed it didn't have a top. Kind of neat.
Right.
Man, riding around on a bicycle threw me a bit. So from a lyrical perspective, I pretty much think I stand by what I've said so far, though it does seem like he's almost talking about death there at the end. You know, he's coming home, but he's being called home by some ethereal being, whatever god he decided it was. So I assume since his reference to Jesus, it would be the Judeo-Christian god. But with his references to coming home, like it really did sound like he was, heading toward death, because that's generally considered coming home in those circles, which is strange. But it also sounded like he kind of wanted to tell others about his experience, but was scared of being ostracized.
Okay. Like you always say, I could be wrong.
Oh yeah. I also should have pulled up the lyrics so I could have clarified my thoughts too, and I did not, and that is a failing of mine. One of my many.
They were on that video at the bottom. They were right below the fold.
Oh man,
You might have had to click the CC button.
I did not click the CC button.
No, sorry about that, but you really didn't miss too much. I think you got most of it. Only thing I would say is considering the timing of when this happened, I think most people believe that it was more a talk about leaving one thing to do something new. And that scary situation. Here's a Peter Gabriel quote. He says it's about being prepared to lose what you have for what you might get. It's about letting go.
Okay. Yeah, sure. And sometimes letting go does involve cutting ties with certain people, organizations, jobs, like whatever it happens to be. I could see
the
it.
band Genesis in this case.
Yeah, I guess if he moved on to do a solo project, that does make a lot of sense.
Walking away from a band at the even before the pinnacle of their success, but on their uprise. To walk away from a band at that time, that had to be a hard decision. And he did it, and he experienced some amazing success really afterward.
Yeah, and I hope that it brought him the level of fulfillment that I guess being in Genesis wasn't bringing him. I often wonder about those things because a band at that level has to be so collaborative. And if you are not in sync with the rest of the members of the band, like I could see it being very frustrating, unfulfilling. I think personally, I would kind of just bury those feelings every time I saw my royalty checks roll in. But I get that for some people, like, they want more, if you will.
Yes, right. And they feel like they have to always compromise because they want a song one way and the band has to have a vote in it, blah, blah, blah. That's all something that is part of being in a band versus having complete control of your solo venture. For example, and a lot of people don't know this, on Peter Gabriel's first maybe two solo records, he forbade his drummers from having hi-hats because he hates hi-hats.
What a very specific hatred.
Yeah,
okay.
It is. Very specific hatred. No hi-hats.
All right. What did he replace them with? Or just hit other cymbals, I guess?
Just use something else. He just didn't care for hi-hat.
Okay.
And they eventually talked him into it for one of the albums, like they eventually got him around to the hi-hat. But and that song, one thing that's really crazy interesting about it, and you may not know it, but it's in a 7/4 time signature. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. For most of the song, it breaks into a 4/4 at the end of choruses, but mostly it's in that weird 7/4 time signature.
Okay. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. Yeah, that does make sense. He needed a time signature to go along with the bicycle. I don't know if you know that about bicycle wheels.
How do you pedal
yeah.
in 7/4? That's the question. How do you pedal in 7/4?
No, how do you pedal in 4/4, John? He was making it easier on himself. But
so
no,
there you go. That's a fun song.
Yeah, I gotta
It went
say,
to-
it sounded
so-
like a song that I have probably heard in passing. Like it was mildly familiar. But I
it didn't
definitely
crack
never
the top
listened.
40 in America. It only went to number 68 in the U.S. in 1977. Did a little better in the U.K. where it reached number 13, but certainly not a big mega hit by any stretch of the imagination. And perhaps you've heard it in a movie or something in passing, but
I wouldn't be surprised. But overall, would listen again.
awesome.
Yeah, I would for sure listen again. That it was a fun song. Like it was just enjoyable, good beat, interesting rhythm, and musically made you happy. Just a looking up sort of feeling to the song.
Awesome. There you go. Well, Solsbury Hill. Folks, Peter Gabriel, another deep well. No, not as deep as some of the ones we've been looking at because his solo career started in 77. But, give us an idea where you think we should go with Peter Gabriel. Or Genesis, or Yes, or Rush, or Kansas. But leave a comment below so we know what you're thinking, because that's why we live.
Solsbury Hill forever.
See you on the flip side, Dave.